Hello guys, and welcome to my Excel VBA tutorials. We're going to be doing a tutorial tonight about dynamic data validation, drop down, and name range. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, subscribe if you haven't, and like this video so that we could continue doing more videos in the future. Alright, so let's get this started, okay? Let's take a look. Here is our file here. So again, you could email us if you want a copy of this workbook, mydlvba@gmail. Here we have our file that we've been working on for the past few videos, and what we're going to do now, we have a filter on cell G5, which we called state filter right here, state filter. So we want to have a dynamic, we don't want to be typing these states here over and over and over again. So we want to be able to select from a smart drop down that updates every time we add new fields here. Okay, so we want to have a data validation that you can select unique state information. So in order to do that, hold on 1 second, let's make sure that everything is working accordingly. Yes, okay, we're out live. In order to do that, here we go. We're going to enter a data validation, and we're going to make it equal this range here, but this range is always going to expand, okay? So we're going to just make this data validation equal that range. Okay, so let's go to our VBA. Let's write our macro that's going to dump in our data there. F11 will take you to the macro, and let's enter a new module. Let's enter a new module here. Insert new module. I'm not sure if I'm having. Okay, here we go. We're gonna say sub. We're gonna name our macro saying dynamic data or drop down. Just call it dynamic drop down. We'll not name it here also. Drop state drop down. Okay, and once we do that, now we're going to use our sheet, which is our temp sheet. We're going to clear it so that we get the new. So we're going to use the statement with temp and with. That way we don't have to keep on duplicating our name, our sheet name. And again, this is our sheet name because we name it here on our property window here. So on our property window, we name our sheet temp here, and this way we don't have to actually dim it as a variable, as a worksheet variable. This way you can just use it, and we'll have all the objects, actions that we could do, or properties that we could do to the sheet. All right, it's a little trick that I've used. Now we could say dot cells dot clear. We want to delete first. Now we want to set a range, so we should dim our ranges. Sometimes I don't, but we should dim RNG as range. Okay, let's leave space. Let's set our range here equals. It's going to equal something here, and this is going to be our main sheet because we want to remove duplicates. We want to grab all the state from this column here, and then we remove duplicates, and that's going to be this output here. So it's going to be our main sheet dot range. This is a dynamic range. This is B1, B1 to B, and then we're going to say, since we want it to be dynamic, we're going to say and main dot range. We're going to use B as our reference column to know how many rows we need, and rows dot count, and Excel up. Let's move this a little bit so you guys could see it. Excel up dot row. Right. Now we have our range, which is on our main sheet, which we're going to copy. So now we're going to say range dot copy, and then we're going to paste it on our temp, which is temp range A1. Okay, so this is basically going to copy it into our temp tab. Once it's already clear, it's going to paste it in A1. All right. Let me know if you guys are following me so far, and if you can mention anything on the comments, and I will reply. All right. Once we paste it on our temp, now we want to remove duplicates. So we want to take this statement here. It's going to be a little bit long statement, but we're going to copy that whole statement, and we're going to edit it in a few seconds. We're going to say remove duplicates, and what columns are we referencing? There's only one column. B is of the temp tab. And headers, we do have headers, so we want to say yes. We don't want to do anything with our header, but we just want to acknowledge that it's there. Okay. So let's start running and see what are we getting so far. So if we go here and we start running, all right, so here we go. Temp, we're going to clear our temp sheet. So if I go to my temp sheet here and I clear, you see that the temp sheet clears. Now we're going to set a range here, which is dynamic based on row 39, which is what I have here. If you hear a thumping noise, that's my son upstairs playing imaginary, I don't know, animals, I guess. Sorry about that. I'll see if I can add a music after the fact. So if we, so we up to 39, and this is dynamic enough so that if we add more, we will get more records. So if we say, I don't know, Xena, right, now we have, well, I'm saying if we run this again, oh, this is column B, sorry. We're talking about B. So we say Bucina, we say Nebraska. Now we say this is dynamic enough where it will continue growing. Right, so we'll remove that and that. And we'll run again. All right, so now it's going to, this one statement is very fast. I consider it a good statement to copy data. Range, copy, and then you immediately after that set the destination. You will not see anything, well, aside for that. Should not be seeing anything, I believe so. Might be mistaken. Oh, maybe I am mistaken. But here is our data on the temp tab. So far everything is working fine. Yeah, everything is working fine. working on Excel, but on a Mac computer, dual booted. So it might be takes me a little bit time to like get used to the keyboards. Anyway, so at this point, we're going to remove duplicates of our temp tab. So everything, we should only have unique record. And this is what this statement is doing. So this is what the statement is going to do. So if we run the statement, oh, wrong, we didn't edit it. So our information have been destroyed. This is why I always recommend you save your projects before you start working or start making changes and start running the macro. Okay, so let's stop this right here. Let's copy all of this. Control copy. Let's not save this file. We don't want to save it. We want to reopen it again. Perfect, perfect. Little tip there. Always make sure. Welcome back. This is the message box that we have. That you save before you run anything, because once you run a macro, then you can't undo your changes, and you might compromise your data. So okay, let's go back, and we'll have to recreate everything, but it should be easier now because we have our macro already. We'll just paste it here. We can rename this here. We said state drop down. Let's call it that. All right, so now we want to edit this. This needs to be temp tab, so we can delete this and delete this. And we don't want it to be B1. We actually want it to be A1. So we'll say A1, and we'll change this to A, and we'll change this to A, and that should work fine. So up to this point, we should, if we run this macro, we should have all state there, and once we run, it removes duplicates. So now we're left with this. So far so good. Now we do want to save this. Let's save this information so that we do not miss this. And let's go back to our coding. We need to finish a few more things. Now we want to reset our range because now we've removed the duplicates. Now we want to set our range back. Now we want to reset our range because we want to do other things with our range. Sorry, we need to enter our little code so that we don't get an issue. We want to copy our range here, which is the same range here. I'm going to copy this. There we go. Drop it in there. Now we have a new range that we're going to edit. And now we want to say, okay, so now we want to delete our name range if it exists. All right, so I always, because now we're going to create a name range that we're going to reference our data validation. Our data validation needs to equals a name range. In that case, it's a little bit easier that way if you have a name range already instead of listing things out. But in order to do that, we don't want to create duplicates, so we always want to delete first. Since we don't have this name range, you might want to have an on error here. On error, resume next. Right. And then we might want to just reset on error, go to 0. This means that after we find out the error, then we reset our errors back to 0. All right, so here we're going to say active workbook name, and here we're going to call this name dynamic range. We're going to say dot delete. I believe that should be fine. Okay, so let's name this right here. What is it? State filter. Let me just say drop down. All right, state filter drop down. We'll keep it a little bit small. And now we'll take the same thing, we'll copy this. Control copy, paste it here, and now we're going to say name. Oh wait, that's why it didn't give us anything. Dot delete. Okay, now it does. Because it needs to be names. Now we want to say names dot add, and then we say state filter. Refers to, so we need to say refers to here. Refers to equals, and now here is one. This is a little bit tricky. Equals and our name, our sheet name, and we need an exclamation. It's just the way that it needs to be. And then we have the range address. Okay. It's just the way that Excel needs to set for name ranges. It needs to be in this format, and this format will look. Will be the output here. If I go to my media window and type in question mark to view, kind of like a debug print type of. Yeah, I don't need all this, but let's put name. Let's put and range address. Let's run here. See what happens when we type here. So this is what our range needs to look like. It needs to have the sheet name. Hello, welcome to our VBA tutorial. It needs to have our sheet name, exclamation point, and the address in A1 to whatever format. So that's why this is how you get that from here. Range address gives us the A, but our name sheet comes from our, in this case, our sheet here, temp. And if we have temp.name, we get our name of our sheet, which is temp, which is this name right here. And then we have to add an exclamation point. Okay. So now once we run that, we should have our data validation created, or our name range for this. So all we have to do here is add a data validation to this cell. If we go to data, and where's my data validation? Is it here? Yes. We select a list. We say this equals, what is the state? Filter. Filter, question mark, DD. State. To be limited or reference to single cell. State filter. State filter. Okay, let's take a look if our data validation is there. Doesn't look like there's a state filter. Okay, so it was not created. Let's run it again. Let's run our code again. Make sure that now. Okay, we don't have that. This is why. We don't need. We don't need this. So we need the name. We could just state the name here. We'll run this again. Run this again. And now we should. We don't have our. All right, let me take a look. We got names that add. refers to equals and name and I and RNG. We deleted it. We should have it here. Let's go back to our formula name manager. It's there. It's equal to false. Why is it equal to false? That's a good question. We want it to be the temp tab, so we have there the range equals the temp tab. We want it to be A2, I believe. Let's see if that works. Alright, so we run it. We have it. Let's delete that. Let's take a look what's not working. State filter. TD might be the naming here. I believe this is the sheet name is not, it's not referring active workbook, which I only have one workbook. Let's see if we could troubleshoot this. I'll probably edit this video a little bit, but this is a good thing. So like learn how to troubleshoot. All right, so I have my code. Let's take a look what's happening. Okay, let's run this. So far we're fine here. We're delete. So if I go to my name manager, it should be deleted, which is fine. Now it should be state filter, and maybe I need to copy that. Equals and name, which is my temp, which is I. She gives me that. So let's take a look if I have it there. Still equaling false. Temp, just 15, that's fine. Let's take a look at our let's copy it from our actual notes that we have somewhere on our Gmail that we just sent. We should have it here. That is weird. Why did it actually work now? Looks like it had to do with that spacing there, or maybe the refers. It had to be this refers to. Yes. Who is it? Yes. I'm doing something now, okay?
I can't. I don't know if I'm going to play with it.
Where's Gabi?
Gabi's in mommy's bed. sleeping.
All right, we're gonna copy this. Control copy here. Paste that here, and we could say again on error resume.
Is there bugs here?
No. On error go to 0. And once we run this, we need our end width here. So how is our move when run that, and now it should work. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. Sometimes Excel works a little bit funky, and sometimes you just gotta wipe out the whole coding and then kind of just repaste it or try to copy it.
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to the people online.
The poor people?
No, not poor people. That's my son.
I don't know. I don't even see people.
It's okay. You don't have to see them.
That's you.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you?
Mm-hmm.
Is that you?
Yes.
Thank you.
Quietly, okay. So now all we have to do here is add the data validation to this cell. Again, now we should be able to add that in. Data validation, this should be equal to a list. This list is going to equal state filter ed. Now we do have our state data validation. Okay. Now we could click this and we could. So that is our first step.
Well, when I went to school, the first time when we was making a circle, I got my friend Dylan said I said a bad word, but I did it.
Okay.
I just said, "Oh my God!" I just said that.
Okay. All right, guys. I guess this video is gonna need a lot of editing after the fact. But hey, it is what it is. I'm like that person on YouTube now, whoever that had their babies come in and interrupt them. But I guess it's not that important, so it's fine. Kids are off tomorrow because of we're in the East Coast and we're gonna have a big blizzard. But hey, it's okay. All right, so now we're going to.
Bobby, what is this?
Now we can create our smart data validation that updates when we add records, right? Because this one will not update unless we create or raise the volume.
Oh, hi.
All right, so now to make our macro work be activate whenever we add a new record here. Let's say, for example, we take out some codes here and we only want to see these, so we still seeing everything, right? Want to make sure that it updates. In order to do that, that's our next step. If you have any questions, let me know. If you're just joining us, thank you for joining, stopping by. Don't forget to click that subscribe and that like button if you do like this video. Here we go. So now we're going to do on this sheet right here, main sheet. We go to the coding in the sheet, and we're going to clear this out. We're going to say when our worksheet selection changes, right here, we want to enter some code. The code that we want is we want to say if, let's see, if intersect. Our target is our selection that we have, whatever cell we have selected. If this intersects with our active range, Nothing really. I'm talking to the people, okay? Come back.
Oh, hey guys. It's you again. Oh, hi guys. Love you guys.
Our active sheet.range